Okay, this is lesson 7.6, solving inequalities. You solve inequalities a lot like you solve equations, except instead of having an equal sign between the left side of the expression and the right side of the expression, you have an inequality, less than, greater than, or less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So we're going to start with page 334. 334, and we're going to take a look at example 1. And example 1 says x minus 3 is greater than 1. X minus 3 is greater than 1. Just like with an equation where we have an equal sign, you want to isolate this x, get it all by itself. This is a minus 3, so the way we're going to get rid of it is a plus 3. These will cancel. X is greater than 4. And what that tells me, if you think back to what we learned last week, inequalities have more than one answer. There's not just one answer for x. They often have multiple answers. So any number that I put in here for x, as long as it's greater than 4, it will make this inequality true. So if I put 4 there, 4 minus 3 is greater than 1. No, that wouldn't work. 4 wouldn't work. So it doesn't have an greater than or equal to. But anything I put there that's greater than 4 will work. So 5, 6, 7. Let's try 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 is greater than 1, so that would work. So the way you would graph this is you would do a number line. This is not an or equal to, so open circle. And this shows me that it's anything greater than 4. So any number on this number line to the right of 4 would work. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1 on the bottom, the examples. X minus 2 is less than 3. X minus 2 is less than 3. So again, we want to isolate this x, so plus 2, plus 2. These now cancel. X is less than 5. Oh, that's a terrible number line. This pen is hard to draw with. Okay, so again, it's not a or equal to, so it's an open circle, and everything less than 5. Okay, so let's do a couple more. Let's erase here. It's quite the eraser. All right, so x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 4, plus 6 to cancel out, plus 6. This would leave x is greater than or equal to 10. X is greater than or equal to 10 would look like greater than or equal to, so closed circle, and everything greater. And here, if I put 10 in for x, this would still be true. 10 minus 6 would be 4, and that's greater than or equal to 4. So that's why we're including 10 in that solution set. Now, number 3 looks a little different. But it isn't really. So your variables on the right side, so we're still going to get rid of this the same way. The only thing different, like I mentioned yesterday, is that because your variable's on the right, you have to move it to the left in order to graph according to the direction of the sign. So since I'm flipping the location of the 11 and the X to X and 11, I also have to flip the sign to go the other direction so that the pointed end is staying by the X, pointed end by the X, open side by 11, open side by 11. Once I do that, now I can use the direction to help me know which way my arrow goes. Closed circle because it includes 11. That direction. Okay, last example we're going to work together is, sing again. The last example we're going to work together is on page 335. It says 15 is greater than or equal to 6 plus X. Now, there's not a plus or minus in front of 6, so if there's not a plus or minus, it's automatically a positive 6, a plus 6. So we're going to do a minus 6 to get rid of it. That's just going to leave X. 15 minus 6 is 9. Again, in order to graph this using the direction of the sign, we would need to get this first. So flip that location and flip the sign. So now we would have number line 8, 9, 10, and this direction. Okay, your assignment today is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. You're going to do numbers 5 through 12, 5 through 12 all. That's 8 problems. You're going to do 5 through 12 all. Please remember that the odd numbers, the answers are in the back of the book. No, you can't just go to the back of the book and find the answer and write it down. I've assigned those to you so that you can work the problem and then go to the back of the book and check your answer to make sure that you're doing them correctly. So be sure to show all steps to your work and let me know if you have any questions or any problems, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.